Alright, you guys, Gunfighters Kenai chest rig. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, guys, so a huge shout out to my oldest son for providing me with this opportunity to go ahead and finally try out the Kenai chest holster from Gunfighters Inc. He purchased this pistol as well as this holster, both used roughly maybe a year ago, and he purchased it with the Glock 20 Gen 4 10mm pistol. Know that this is just my initial impressions, as I have not had much time out there with this yet, but wanted to go ahead and provide my input on it for those of you who might be interested as far as looking into this particular holster. Starting off right off the bat, my oldest is definitely smaller than I am, so I did have to jump straight into adjusting it to fit and everything. Thankfully, there's a lot of other videos out there to also include from Gunfighters Inc, which made the adjustment process pretty simple and everything, with the adjustments of the straps utilizing the tri-glides. As far as installation, thought I'd go ahead and go over that now, as I'm simply just holding it at this time. And what I have found, being right-handed, is the Fastex buckle directly below the pistol grip. I like to disconnect from there. Take the loop now, just fish through it, throw it up and over my shoulder. Find the opposing end, and then just buckle right in and everything. So for adjustment and ease of use, I find it to be extremely easy and everything like that. Jumping into functionality. I should have started with the Gunfighters Inc videos. I did start off actually with just going through a bunch of random different people's videos. I noticed that there was a decent amount out there with negative discussion on the inability to draw one-handed. Thankfully, before I got into my time with the holster, I went ahead and started looking up Gunfighters Inc videos. They have a decent amount out there. And they say even though you can do it one-handed, the recommended draw for their holster is to take your support hand, come down and grab here at the time of going ahead and drawing your pistol and everything. So for the majority of it, that's the way I went ahead and did it, as I found that was best. I did do some one-handed actual draws and just was not a fan whatsoever. Reason being, as far as setting it up for single hand draws, what I had found was I had to have this sucker so tight that in the moment during dry fires, to get it to tight enough to where I could do it one-handed, it was fine in the moment while sitting here static dry firing. But then I'd start to just simply as maneuver around the house, knocking out some chores. And as I was bending over and doing miscellaneous different things, it was just too restrictive on me to include, despite the elastic pieces in the back and everything. So I went ahead and loosened it up a little bit more, and then just continued all my dry fire with actually coming in to grab here, drawing, presenting, doing whatever I needed to do, and everything like that. Another thing is I could still, in this slightly looser adjustment, I can still do one-handed and everything, but it's kind of a real quick jerk and everything. And even though it's a possibility to make it work and everything, I'm pulling, in my opinion, I'm pulling pretty hard, where I could just simply grab right here. And it's a little bit more, it's not as exaggerated. So in my opinion, it's a little bit more fluid and smoother and everything for me. So as far as one-handed draw, yes, you could do it. I'm just not a fan of it as far as with the way I like to use it. So I'll always come up, grab support, and draw and present and everything like that. With that being said, there's no adjustment on this thing for that retention. So mountain biker or something like that are the guys who created this, and retention is definitely one of the primary goals amongst others. Once again, in my limited experience, I did never at any point lose the pistol or think I was going to lose the pistol from the holster and everything like that. So retention, 100% works awesome. As far as adjustment, there's zero adjustment. If you do watch their videos, they will tell you on how you could adjust it with a hair dryer or a heat gun and everything, and where to actually apply it to help loosen it. And then they also finish up with recommending that you send it back to them for them to do the adjustments and everything like that. Overall, I'm definitely a fan of it. I do like this holster. I do like this concept. I also have a little bit of only dry fire with the pack on. I'll go ahead and share that with you guys now. But you guys, so a lot of people are looking into this holster are hunters and hikers, people who intend to have a heavy pack on them and want to still be able to have a firearm, but also still be able to utilize their kidney straps, alleviating people who do actually have it somewhere on their actual waistline. Pretty obvious right out the gate. As soon as I put my pack on, would have zero issues if wanting to use the sternum strap, as now the actual holster is brought up and central on my actual chest level. Right off the back, I did have some concerns with this sternum strap. With it actually connected, I had zero issues with practice draw. Didn't provide them here in this, as I didn't want this too lengthy and everything. But what I did notice is when I had them disconnected, which is 80% of my rucks and everything, I hate that thing and I do add it, but usually at extended distances with heavy weight before I ever put that thing on. So what I had found is when I had to disconnect it on one of my packs, I had just the Fast 6 buckle dangling near the handle, or on the other one, I had the actual strap dangling right next to it. So I wanted to go ahead and test out to see if that would be a possible issue. No, this is just the sample size of those two packs and in controlled environment. But I noticed I didn't have any issues with that, with being able to clear the actual sternum strap and everything. But overall, I'm a huge fan of this actual holster. I do foresee myself picking one up in the future, but I also see myself looking at another one. All my research on this particular holster has actually opened my eyes to another company, not one that's been out as long, but one that's in the exact price range for a light bearing holster to fit my actual Glock, which has a Streamlight TLR1, but it has an actual retention adjustment screw down here on the bottom. The biggest con of that one would be is that it's actually retailed or advertised at $210, but currently it's on sale right now for $189, which will be the same price for my actual Kenai chest rig, being a light bearing one. If I'm lucky, I'll actually be able to pick up both of them somewhere down the road and be able to provide a versus video or follow up on not just the Gunfighters Kenai, but maybe also on that holster as well. All right, you guys, thanks. Have a good day.